They're Nintendo Brothers.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So they're doing multiplayer as the exclusive thing for the game in the Intellivision version.
All right, I think I got it, guys.
All right, let's go. Oh yeah, it.
All right, is it live right now? Are we live?
Yeah, live.
I think we're live.
Oh, okay. Well, they changed some stuff on me, so I didn't. Hey guys, move over, kids. They changed some stuff, so like a little iffy on where. So can you guys actually see me?
Yeah, we're live. We're
Okay,
good.
cool. Well, welcome to the podcast. Sorry about being a little late. Hopefully everyone's tuned in. Hey, EPS 5000. So yeah, YouTube changed some stuff, so we were like 7 minutes late. And here we are. So Pikmin 3 that got dropped, that got announced.
I almost forgot that happened.
About that.
Yeah, it seems like Nintendo's been releasing stuff on Mondays or Tuesdays, like early in the week. So by the time Sunday rolls around, it seems like it's been like forever ago. Mm-hmm. Now, Pikmin 3 is, I saw a meme where it's like, it's the Infinity Gauntlet, and it's Thanos taking the soul gem out of Vision's head. And instead of, it being the Soul Gem, it's Pikmin 3. And Infinity Gauntlet is a bunch of Wii U games. And it's just another Wii U exclusive gone down the drains for, the Wii U street cred. And if the Mario 35th anniversary is true, the rumor, then we'll be getting Mario Land. Our Mario World 3D World as well. What do you guys have you guys played Pikmin 3? Are you guys Pikmin fans at all?
I played the first two. I haven't played the third one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've only played the first one. I like it, not enough to like freak out about it, but it's definitely a cool thing to come to the Switch.
Yeah, it's definitely like, it's not a heavy hitter. It's definitely not on par with the. I would even say it's not even on par with Metroid, but it's definitely one of Nintendo's beloved franchises. It's very weird. Did you know Miyamoto, he created this series too, and he created because he got into gardening?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, actually.
A lot of franchises from Miyamoto are because of what he was doing in his daily life. Like, he created Nintendogs because he got a puppy. He created Wii Fit because he was getting older in life and needed to exercise. So it's like all these things are based upon Miyamoto's like just what he's doing in real life. So have you played Pikmin 3, David? Or Pikmin at all?
No, I have it. I have all three. I've never played it though.
How come?
No reason. I just never got around to it. When I was a kid, I would play the demo at like Best Buy or Target, but I never played the game on a good sitting or beat it. So, but I have it. I have all three.
Nick Clanton is a trooper. He always watches the ads. I'm telling him, you can skip the ad if it's that long.
He said it was an unskippable ad. I've never seen one.
An unskippable
seen
ad.
it.
For 5 minutes? They're usually, I think, 15 seconds tops.
There's a few of them that are unskippable.
Wow. That must cost a lot of money to do a 5-minute unskippable ad. That's like a whole video. I don't even think I'd watch myself for a 5-minute to do a 5-minute ad. Okay, so David, you never played Pikmin. And William, you said you have played it. What's your thoughts on the Pikmin franchise?
I enjoyed it. It has the one thing in games that I really get bugged by, and that's a timer or day system where you have so much time to do things before you reach a point of no return. That's something that really bothers me in games.
That's what bothered me about Dead Rising. I love that game to death, but I hated that the time went by too quickly. You'd lose out on the missions.
Yeah, that has it. Valkyrie Profile has it. It's something that just bothers me in games big time.
Super Mario Brothers has it.
That's something completely different. it's a timer in the level itself, and each level has its own timer. But when you have a game where it's like, oh well, you played 80 times and haven't reached the end, so we're going to a an end point for you now where you didn't actually reach the end of the game, but because you reached this specific point in the calendar, it's now the end game for you and you have a game over. Now you have to start the game over again and try to get farther into the game, or there's certain things you miss because you didn't do something at a certain time. And I'll say Majora's Mask, different scenario as well.
Why?
Because it's part of the mechanic where you can just keep repeating it.
Uh-huh.
But if you couldn't repeat it and you're trying to get through the game as fast as you can, and you're only like at the second dungeon or something, and you've reached the end of the third day, it's now game over. Start over completely.
In that leak that I told you guys about a couple weeks ago, that Giga leak, they confirmed. Well, confirmed would be from Nintendo themselves, but they saw in the source code that Majora's Mask was originally intended to be a 7-day cycle.
Oh, really?
Oh,
That's
And
interesting.
they found assets for days of the week, and there were 7 days.
Hey, Tammy Clanton joins us this week. Hey, Tammy, how are you?
Hey,
Nick Clanton's
And,
better half.
and because Majora's Mask was a 3-day system, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dawn of the
So-
third day.
And so it was influenced because Koizumi had a canceled project that also was time based as well, and that's pretty cool. That what these leakers have found with these games are like Luigi and whatnot. It's crazy.
I still want to find one that's actually playable with Luigi in it. Because, like I said, I've been itching to play my Super Mario 64. And now that my Switch is broke, I might actually have to bust out my 3DS.
L is real, and no one knew your Switch is broken. So what happened?
I literally have no idea. I got back last weekend, put my Switch in my dock, went to go grab it yesterday night because I was going to do an overnight, and there was dead pixels all over the screen. So, yeah.
it's so weird.
It's very weird because knowing how I take care of my game systems and things like that, it's incredibly weird.
Yeah.
I have no idea how it happened. And I had the original Switch since March of 2017 when they first came out, and I never had a scratch on it.
Yeah.
But this Switch you said it was your Animal Crossing Switch, so are you going to try to call Nintendo?
Yeah, I already have it set up, and I'm very, very scared that I'm not going to get it back. Like, they're going to send me a generic Switch back.
Do you have an Animal Crossing save on it?
Yeah.
The main one that you've been working on?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, you can put it into the dock, can't you?
Yeah, I can put it into the dock, but it defeats the purpose because I use my Switch mobily a lot.
Oh, I'm saying like they now added the cloud saving. So I'm wondering if you could actually get all your information back.
Oh, they went back on that now? You can upload to a cloud now, or
It's part of one of the updates.
Yeah, the last update with the Dream Islands, they allow backup saves now.
that's big then.
I didn't know that actually. So
Yeah, because wasn't one of the big controversies when the game came out that you weren't able to do that?
Yep.
Well, my friend, I think, unfortunately, she didn't make that cutoff point for the update then because she had a Switch she had to send in like a month ago or 2 months ago, actually. And it took a month for her to get it back because of the whole COVID thing. And her 300-hour island was like wiped.
Oh,
So
that's gross.
it's so sad. But she started a new one. And we were talking about it last night about how she's starting this new island in all the different ways that she's approaching her second go at it. When it's kind of fun to and kind of relieving that, the game is designed to be super, for all ages and for different approaches too. Like, I think it's an ingenious way that it's designed that, you can, for any age range, whether you're a beginner or a veteran of Animal Crossing, you can start your island, and it's very user friendly and approachable.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Hunter. Hunter joins us today. He said he didn't get the notification, so hopefully, I don't know, maybe YouTube changed some stuff on the live, on going live, so I wonder if that's kind of affecting notifications too. But I'm glad you're here, though, Hunter.
And I just had a crazy idea. We were talking about the unskippable ads. Let's see how much it would cost to get the 10-hour Waluigi video added to the ads rotation and make it unskippable.
That'd be hilarious. It just shuts down someone's computer, like they can't even like exit out of YouTube.
That's horrible.
Ken, didn't you do that Waluigi glitch in Smash?
Yeah, that's what he's referring. I have a
okay.
video. For those who don't know, I have a video up where I don't know if the glitch has been fixed. Probably has, but if two Isabels threw out their fishing line at the same time to grab a trophy, and whoever the trophy was, but this one happened to be Waluigi, it would create an infinite amount of said trophy. So I had infinite, like literally, Waluigi's just going out crazy and attacking Isabel. And I did it for 10 hours.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I actually let that video, no one knows, I actually let that, like, to see how long it would go. It went like 34 hours or something like that.
Oh, jeez.
I just left it on.
Did it did it end up crashing? Or?
No, it just eventually just stopped. Now, I'm not sure if I hit the controller and did something to make it stop. And when I say made it stop, I mean it just played itself out where, because if you somehow, like, survived, or were killed, like, you could try to outrun them, but certain trophies because they were like timed. But if it killed you, they would all go away. And I hit the controller and I might have moved my character from the sweet spot where like it was no longer in the infinite loop or whatever. I don't know, but it was like 34 hours. Christian, he just beat Triforce Heroes today, single player. Props to you, my man. Props to
nice. I haven't even attempted to try and I've played through it, but I haven't attempted to try and actually beat it.
you. Yeah, I've never even tried it. I just knew like right from the get that it wasn't going to be. I needed to have 3 players. I know JR Magician's always like, you guys want to play? He's always like saying we should get a 3DS night going or something like that. But
I never have the time to play with other people, and I'm just social anxiety when it comes to online games.
Yeah. I don't know. Another Zelda game I never beat was the Majora's Mask that you were talking about, David. I never beat that one.
So how far did you get? Far? You just never beat like the last level or something, or?
I was out of gaming at the time when it came out, and then like it got me back into gaming, kind of, sort of. I bought it to play because I was such a Zelda geek, and so it was like gonna be my only game of 2000 or whatever it came out, and I was expecting I know it's a sequel to Ocarina of Time, but I was like expecting like gameplay wise, everything. I was like expecting like a very direct sequel, and when it altered from that path so greatly, I was just like, what the crap is this? And I just stopped playing right away. And then years later on my Wii U, I bought it and I beat the first dungeon, and I didn't have a lot of time on my hands, and I kind of just like, you know how like a game like that, if you stop playing for like a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you just never come back to it. That's what happened to me.
Yeah, I don't even think I've gotten to the first dungeon in the game.
Yeah,
Wow.
go ahead, Dev.
I was just saying, wow, that's an amazing game.
It's kind of funny how
Hunter just beat it. It seems like I need to like get it on the 3DS, because on the N64, the graphics on the Wii U and stuff, it was just very hard to see some things. Like I had to play in the dark.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's definitely the definitive way of playing it. It just looks so much better.
Yeah, I think it's kind of crazy how self-contained Ocarina of Time is, especially because I played it a lot later than a lot of people did. Like I played it when I was in 4th grade, and 4th grade was 2001. Ocarina of Time came out in what, 98?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and I the internet was not what it is today, and marketing wasn't. I really feel like Majora's Mask didn't have substantial marketing, or even Ocarina of Time. Like seeing commercials for it because that's how I got like how I found out about games, or I would go to IGN.com. But I played Ocarina of Time so late, and I'm kind of glad I did because it was like there wasn't like hype around it. It was just like, oh, this is a Zelda game. I've heard about this once, and I played it, fell in love with it. Best game of all time for me. I remember even like we had this project in fourth grade where we had to design a kite, and these kids were drawing things, like SpongeBob and things that were prevalent at the time. But what I did, it's so weird, but I literally just drew out the things and items you could get in the game on my kite. So you would see like Powerpuff Girls and like Courage the Cowardly Dog flying in the air, and then you would see like this smorgasbord of random things on this kite. And it was just like hover boots and like Din's fire. Like, but it was neatly like just strewn about the kite.
Your
And
imagination threw up on your kite, huh?
I was the type to do stuff like that, even in like I think it was first or second grade. There was a scarecrow contest that we had at the school, and there was a local celebrity like from Maine. There was this car dealership called Jolly John, and the guy that worked for the place went by the name Jolly John. He'd be like, "Hi ho, no money down. I'm not jolly unless you're happy." He had masks at the dealership of him. So my parents, bless you.
Thank you.
My parents bought some of the masks. Well, they didn't buy some of the masks. They went down and they picked up some of the masks, and I put one of those masks on the scarecrow. Nobody else thought of doing something like this.
Yeah.
So our scarecrow ended up winning the contest.
Nice.
Oh, that'd scare me. I know that. From the mask of a car salesman.
I'll see if I can find it. I'll link in the chat. I'll link one of the commercials where he's mentioning this coloring book that he has for free at the dealership. I'll find that right now and link it in the chat.
That's pretty cool.
Hilarious.
So
Does anybody know the game? What is he saying? What was the game? Nick Clanton, Time Tracks. Anyone ever hear that one for Super Nintendo?
Nah.
No. Sorry, Nick. We can't help you.
And so to go back to that kite story, I know there was a point I was trying to make about this. Oh, is that Majora's Mask? I didn't really know that the game existed, and had you have told me like as soon as I beat Ocarina of Time, I wanted more. Like, this is why leaks are so fun to me, because it's like, what was cut from the game? What could have been? What were some ideas that were scrapped? Like secrets. Like, what did I miss? There was that thing that was rumored, the unicorn room, where it would be a room where you get like the beam sword power. This is a rumored thing, and it seems to be true actually. And had you told me that there's a game, Majora's Mask, where it's like a spiritual, I would say like a spiritual successor is a better term for it, right, Ken? Because it's not like a direct sequel.
No, it is a direct sequel. It's
is a
actually
direct
Kid
sequel.
Link.
So
It just doesn't follow the formula. So it seems
it's like he rides off into the woods on Epona and falls into Termina.
Yeah, so like it's not. Yeah, it just doesn't follow the formula.
So it takes place in the same universe as Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, it's the same Kid Link.
So Kid Link, grows up into adult Link, right?
He goes into the future and becomes adult Link. It's still Kid Link though's mind, basically.
So at the end of Ocarina of Time, adult Link comes back as young Link.
Well, yeah, he decides like he did his job, so he comes back and then he's Kid Link again. So it's like it's only his brain. It's not really adult Link. It's like Kid Link in adult Link's body.
It's the multiple timelines thing. Yeah, it can get confusing.
Wow. Okay. So that blows
You
my
need to
mind a
watch
little
Doctor
bit.
Who there, David.
That blows my
That's
mind, man.
confusing.
Yeah, I feel like I really need to play this now. I busted out my old CRT TV from when I was a kid, and I found my N64 is in my closet, and so I'm gonna play 3 games. I'm gonna play Paper Mario 64. I'm gonna run through that. I'm gonna play Ocarina of Time again, and then I'm gonna play Majora's Mask. Like, that's what I really want to play.
I've been
So,
dying to play Super Mario 64.
Don't you
Very,
have
very much.
don't you have
I
the
mean-
DS?
Yeah, I have it on my 3DS, but I don't know if the actual cartridge works because last time I touched that thing, I seem to remember it didn't work, but I don't know. I need to look.
if
And
you
it's all
have a
because I was building one of these, and then I could hear the voice of this in my head from N64. I couldn't get it out.
if you have a N64, I may have an extra Super Mario 64. I'm not sure.
I don't. The green N64, the Jungle Green or whatever it's called, it was actually stolen from me before I had to move out of my house.
Did I mention the 64 that I found one day? My friends and I went to the mall. We went to GameStop, and somebody showed up and was trying to trade in a 64. This was around, I think, 2000 or so. And the store would not take it because the thing was covered in mud.
How do you cover your Switch in
Probably
mud?
still
I
works
have
though.
no clue. But the guy went and took it and just the trash bins in the mall, how they usually put that cover on the top where it's just a small hole in the
Yeah.
top, like to put just trash or a cup in there. He set it on top of there and walked away because he's like, oh, forget it. I'm not keeping this thing. And just set it on top. So we went and we grabbed it. So for quite a while, I had a muddy Nintendo 64 in the trunk of my car.
Nice.
No, but the crazy thing is that probably still worked like a charm.
It probably did.
Probably still works to this day.
I don't know where it is right now.
I've seen one of my friends had an N64, and you know how CRT TVs are huge.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, well, most of them, but he had a really big CRT TV. We had the N64 set up on the floor one day. His TV fell smack right on top of it. No game in it. Smashed it. Still worked.
See, I had and it's like Ken, you probably know this console TV. You familiar with the old console TVs?
Console TV?
Sharp's NES TV.
They were the ones that sat on the floor
Oh,
rather than sitting on top of like an entertainment center.
it was like that old wooden one with the knobs on the side.
Oh yeah.
Yes. The ones that when they break, you just put a TV on top of it.
Yeah.
But that's what I played my games on, my Intellivision and my NES. That's what I'd play my games on. We had that down in our basement and one of the old couches that we had. That was our entertainment room.
We're having a little debate going on, or not debate, but like they're talking about timelines in the chat.
What
yeah,
did I what did I start, man, with this a sequel fiasco, man?
You know, there's 3 timelines, right, David?
Yes, I'm familiar of the fact that there are timelines and whatnot, but I just didn't know that it was a direct sequel. Because now I'm like, man,
You
had
don't
I known
remember
that,
beginning
I
of
would
the
have
game?
sought out Majora's Mask with fervor. Like I would have done it until I played it and beaten it. And I know that
it's almost like not a direct sequel. Like, is Avengers a sequel of I don't know, Spider-Man?
Depends on which Spider-Man.
Is is the Clone Wars a sequel to Star Wars: A New Hope?
I was gonna say,
It's
William
it's
is gonna
the prequel.
like yes.
Okay, is it a sequel to? Is it a sequel to? I don't know. It's just the same character in a different story.
is it like a spin-off or
It's not a spin-off. It's still like, I mean, because a spin-off would be like the Tingle games.
If you want to go with Zelda still, it'd be like Link to the Past and Link's Awakening.
No, those have a lot more connection.
That is a continuation of the same character.
No,
But
it's not
then-
actually not the same character. They're like 60,
I thought it's the
60
same.
years
I thought
later.
it's the same Link.
Not Link's Awakening. It's a Link Between Worlds and Link to the Past. That's the same Link.
But I thought for years they said that Link's Awakening that was the same Link that was from.
Oh yeah. Well, for a while they changed the timeline recently, so
Oh,
it
did they?
is like a Link's Awakening is like yeah.
I don't. That's a really good question, EPS. I don't know. It's just like when I was a kid and like what the marketing, I guess, of like the late 90s, early 2000s. It didn't really hit me as like this is like part two or anything. It was just kind of like it seemed like the game had enough distinction in its marketing or its game style, like visually, that I was like, that's not Ocarina of Time. I don't see Epona anywhere, kind of thing. But I was like, but it's still Zelda, and so I don't know. It was just one of those weird things where it was like,
And when you play the game, you're going to see a lot of the same characters, but they're actually different. They just, to save time and money, Nintendo just used a lot of the characters that are in Ocarina of Time, and they just transported them, but they're different people. So only Link, and actually Epona is in the game in the beginning, only Link and Epona and the flashback of Zelda, those are the only characters who are actually from the original game, even though other people will look like they're from the original game.
so like, and then also that was at the point in my life when I started looking at games narratively. So I guess the concept of like a sequel would have started to make sense. Like I know, like I grew up with like, of course, Mario Brothers 3 and Super Mario World, like and Super Mario Brothers 2. Like I knew that those, like when you put a number on it, like I knew that it's like it's a sequel or whatever, or
Yeah.
like X-Men. X-Men came out in 2000, and then X2 came out like a couple years later. Like that's when I was starting to think of like things sequentially, like with intention of like expanding the narrative. And so I guess to answer your question, EPS, it's just it was just a new concept to me, and like even now just talking about it, I'm like, okay, so now I really do need to play this game then, but
Yeah, and to a more, I would say Wind Waker is a better direct sequel to Ocarina of Time than Majora's Mask, even though Majora's Mask uses the same character.
why is that? Why do you think it's a
Because the
truer sequel?
storyline really continues. Like what was started in Ocarina of Time is fleshed out more in Wind Waker, even though it's like thousands of years later or hundreds of years later. I'm not sure how many, but
So okay, so we can probably talk a little bit more about how it's still the same Link or not.
no. Well, wait, for Wind Waker?
Yeah.
No, but it's the same Ganon.
So you definitely know more about the timeline stuff, because I don't really know much I know that there's like, Hero of
You
Time
need to
fails,
get
Hero of Time
history book there, guy.
succeeds, and and I'm curious now, like this is very interesting to me. So same Ganon
Yeah.
as
It's the I'm pretty sure it's the adult it's from the adult Link timeline is success.
okay.
Because I wish there was only two timelines, one that goes from the adult Link and one that goes from Kid Link. But there's another timeline where during the fight Link dies, and there's no real rhyme or reason to why that one just splits off. In theory,
Did I hear from you that you think that the Breath of the Wild 2 sequel is gonna like streamline the timeline?
No, you didn't hear that from me. I think Nintendo, like Miyamoto, never cared about the timeline. He always said like each Link game is just in and of itself, with the exception of a few like Link Zelda 1 and then Zelda 2. But it was fans like me that kind of made them create a timeline, but even once they created the timeline, they've even changed it since then. And they have Breath of the Wild at the end of all 3 timelines, which is just impossible.
That's why I like the game theorist, because he went over the videos of that Hyrule Warriors actually connects and fixes everything.
Yeah, Hyrule Warriors, actually, that was my thing too. Like, if they allowed Hyrule Warriors to be canon, then they could actually do that. They could actually converge the timelines once again. But
I'm surprised they don't. If they don't care about it so much, why don't they just throw it in and say, "Well, this does whatever. Have fun."
yeah, but because
so what about Spirit Tracks? Do you think that's same universe or same time, or pretty much like right there with Wind Waker?
It is.
Okay.
They even reference it.
And Phantom Hourglass?
Yes,
Yeah.
Phantom Hourglass is a direct sequel to Wind Waker because it's the same Link and the same Zelda. And Spirit Tracks is like a couple hundred years later, I believe.
I was gonna say, so it's the same Link, even though there's a long time that passes between them.
It's not the same Link between Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker, but it is the same Link with Phantom Hourglass and Wind Waker.
Okay, so from Phantom Hourglass to Spirit Tracks, you said there's like a couple hundred years though, right?
Yeah, and they're not the same. They're just descendants between
Okay.
Phantom Hourglass and.
Oh, okay, that answers that a little bit more then. So they're like descendants, like a bloodline of sorts.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The Zelda Spirit Tracks is kind of a lame game. Also, it's like
I hated Spirit Tracks personally.
Yeah, I hated that I had to blow into the system to like do some of the stuff.
What about okay, so maybe this might answer my question about Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask. What about Oracle of Ages and Seasons?
Those fall in the timeline of let's see, where are they? They come right after. Actually, I think right now they come right after Link's Awakening.
But what are those two to each other?
Oh, those are direct sequels. They're actually they're kind of like Pokemon Red and Blue, but not really because they're actually 2 separate games.
So it would be in the same vein of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask?
No, these are more direct. They're very interrelated. They're almost like just one game that's split into 2.
So same links then?
Yes, it's the same Link.
Like exact same?
Exact same Link. Like, once one adventure ends, the other picks up.
Okay. Very interesting.
Yeah. And Link's Awakening is Link to the Past. It's Link. And Link's Link Between Worlds is like 60 years after Link's Awakening. And it's a different Link.
Okay.
But still the same world.
Same world. Yes.
We were mentioning in the chat the names of Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds being Triforce of the Gods 1 and 2. Because they actually had names in Japan that weren't Link to the Past. It was actually like Legend of Zelda Triforce of the Gods.
Mm-hmm.
And then Link Between Worlds was Triforce of the Gods 2.
Yeah.
So they specifically mention it's a direct sequel in the Japanese titles. But I was also mentioning in the chat, there's also a connection in the commercials as well. That classic Japanese commercial for A Link to the Past with the rap.
Yeah, the Zelda rap.
Yes, if you watch the commercial for A Link Between Worlds, it's the same group doing a variation of the same rap.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, if you look it up, it's the same song but different lyrics.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So everybody who missed it, yeah, we talked about Pikmin 3 in the beginning. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick it up. I played a lot of 3. but I never finished it. So it's like I might do it since I'm kind of like on my own right now, anyways, and I have some free time. I might pick up Pikmin 3. Are you guys gonna pick it up?
Probably.
Yeah,
Likely picking it
I'll
up.
pick it up. Yeah. Sorry, Ken. So Nick said something about if you beat the Oracle games, you get a code to combine the games and get the true ending.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
I never did it, so like, but you can like find it on YouTube and stuff. But it's just kind of like, now this is where it's kind of like Pokemon, where you have to get both versions so you can get all 151 or 150. I don't know, whatever, all different Pokemon. So like for the Oracle games though, there's an ending and there's a true ending, and you just have to beat both games to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
I've never done it.
And so where do you think, like, does this hype you guys up a little bit more with Breath of the Wild 2? Like, do we sometimes forget that that's a thing that's gonna happen eventually?
I'm already hyped. Like, I don't get hyped. I stay hyped for Zelda 2, Breath of the Wild. Like, I try not to think about it because I want to forget that it exists, because I'm just like, is that going to be the Christmas 2020 game? And even though I know it's not going to be at this point, I'm just still all about like Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I like the discourse that's going on here with Nick and Christian, man.
Yeah, I guess Christian has some theories about the Zelda timeline. And Nick, that's how I met Nick, actually. He was like, he just put out a Zelda timeline or the Zelda theory in a Facebook chat, and I was like, whoa, dude, you put some time into this, and we just started chatting. And I was like, I got a YouTube channel. That's how Nick came to be such a fan of the channel.
Now, I wonder if somebody will try to put together a Mario timeline. I don't think it's possible.
Somebody actually hasn't tried to do that.
You can, like, on certain things, people talk about the Donkey Kong timeline more than you talk about the Mario timeline.
Yes,
the Mario
Donkey Kong timeline's interesting.
Yeah, the Mario timeline's harder to do because the games are just kind of there. But with Donkey Kong, there's characters who have aged.
And Mario never has.
Yeah, so
the Mario from the original Donkey Kong games isn't the same Mario.
Yeah, that's the problem they haven't ever addressed, if it's Mario's dad or Mario.
Like Cranky Kong is the Donkey Kong from the original Donkey Kong game?
Yep.
Yes. So they say the original Donkey Kong becomes Cranky,
and then
DK Jr. becomes the Donkey Kong now with the tie.
Okay.
No, Donkey Kong Jr. is not. Donkey Kong Jr. is the actual dad of Donkey Kong.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
That we have now with the tie.
My mistake.
Okay.
I didn't know the lore ran deep for Donkey Kong.
Yeah, but with Mario, it's almost impossible. Now, certain Mario games, they do say certain things. Like, Miyamoto has said that Mario 3 is actually a play.
It is a play. I've known that since I was a little kid.
I did not. Someone said it
the
was.
First opening thing where you see the curtains open up and then it goes up. And then the fact that you could go behind the set pieces, I always thought it was a play.
I never connected the dots. I never even assumed for a second that it might be a play.
If you look at all the pieces and stuff throughout the worlds, they're either hanging or they're bolted.
Yeah, and like in the first level, if you knelt down on that white one, you could fall behind it. And then if you get to the end, you could see the zigzag pattern because you're going off the set.
Yeah, again, never. Like, I don't know. A kid in the 80s, I wasn't thinking about it like that. I wasn't thinking, oh, this is a Shakespearean drama.
Dude, I played Super Mario 3 on the All-Stars cartridge on Super Nintendo way too much.
But so Nintendo, like, you can pick out certain Mario games for you to say, like, yeah, but to try to put it in a timeline, that would be, like, very difficult.
Yeah, trying to figure out where the Koopa Kids came from, just... Yeah.
And then you get to the Kirby games, and then it's just like he kills a bunch of gods, and that's it, man.
Kirby's still the villain, according to Ken.
Yeah, as far as I haven't seen anything to disprove that. I mean, I wouldn't want someone landing on Earth and just started eating the population.
I love even the game theorist guy. He came up with the idea that DDD is actually the the hero of the game, and then Kirby's the villain because Kirby keeps like trumping all the ideas that DDD comes up with.
Same could be said about Eggman and Sonic, right?
True.
Kind of thing, right?
Well, Eggman takes victims and then he makes them into like Borg-like creatures, so he assimilates them.
Yeah, he is taking small animals and like turning them into robots. So yeah, and then Sonic just loves him some little creatures.
Hunter says Kirby just wants to eat cake. That's the lore. Closed book.
Eats cake, kills a god. That's it.
Done and done.
So last week we talked about the Legos, and you guys went Lego shopping.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Went too much Lego shopping.
Yeah. I spent a lot of money.
Yeah. Now the thing is, lately these blind bags are becoming absolutely impossible to find, and if you do find them, I would suggest buying all of them if you actually want them. But yeah, they're really hard to track down.
What ones are your favorites so far? Like, have you put them together? Like, what are you doing?
Well, the miniatures, I love these little character builds. I don't know why. I think they're probably my favorite thing. Mainly, well, I love the sets, but I just don't have the room to build them. I mean, the NES is going to be the thing I'm going to build. I will find some room for that one. But the character builds are by far my favorite so far.
Yeah, I started playing a little bit with the starter pack. The Mario toy, the Lego, the mini build, the mini fig or whatever. It's kind of cool. I don't
He
like
looks very dead and lifeless when the lights are on.
right. I'm not a fan that you have to use the app though. That's
What do you have to use the app for?
well, the app has connectivity to Mario, like Bluetooth wise, and there's like some showcasing that's done. So like if you activate like a course and you go through a pipe and you jump on some Goombas and then finally touch the flagpole, there are some graphics that are displayed on your phone, which is pretty cool. But if you just want to build it, there's the instruction booklets. They don't showcase the builds anymore.
Yeah, that's
it's so weird that they did that. And it should be said the NES set does come with instructions.
Wait, so the instructions are online?
Like here's one of the instruction booklet for the Boo Mansion. You open it up, and normally there would be steps to build it, and you scroll through and do your thing. Now it just seems like it's an advertisement book, and then they tell you to read this little QR code on the app, and then you go do it there.
Oh, that's lame.
That is a pain to do sometimes. I've tried to read the QR code for other sets,
but
and I couldn't read the code.
In the Mario thing, you don't even need to read the QR code. You press it's like a little block in the top right-hand corner, and then just has a list of everything right there, and you just click the one you want to build.
Well, I had problems with building the Boba Fett helmet statue. That one, like first I checked it in the app, and it was there. The next day I go to check it again, it's not there anymore. And I don't know if you guys probably haven't run into pieces that are the colors are too close together.
Yeah, I've had that happen, especially with my like extra bag here that I have.
But if you look at the instructions, like the printed instructions, the colors might be very close together. You look on the app, they're substantially different.
That's why, but I do like the app because you can actually turn the model and like see where things are supposed to go.
Yeah,
I don't know.
At least on the Mario one, you can.
They should offer both. I mean,
they really should, but I don't know. I think it's an intuitive way that if they do start to do it, I hope they fix it a little bit.
I just think it's lame. I mean, some people don't have like really great connection. I get it. The target audience probably, I mean, ironically, is probably adults with the Mario set.
Like that was the latest one I put together was the Boba Fett model.
That looks cool.
Yeah. But there are some pieces in here that are very similar to one another that I was having a hard time differentiating them.
Yeah, and it's also just like back to basics thing. Like I grew up assembling Lego sets with the booklet, and it just so happened that my phone was like at 1% yesterday, and I had to charge it, wait for it. I kind of played around with Mario, and like you know, you have to dress him up. You have to put the overalls on and his ears and the buckles and whatnot. But I just kind of wanted to flip through the book. Meanwhile, you know, like, hey, like, okay, my phone's gonna charge, but let me flip through this book and build what I can. And there's nothing. Like Devin just showed, it just promotes the other sets.
But that's the thing. Not all the books are like that. Like if you go to like the little mini blind bags, there is actually instructions on the paper. And if you go, not that they're very intuitive, but the clothing, the instructions are all right there.
Gotcha.
It's only the big sets that have the lack of instructions, which is weird. You'd think it would be backwards, but I don't mind it. I'm in love with these things.
Holly Pinky, and hey Ronald, what's up? Holly Pinky says there might be a direct tomorrow. There is rumors of an August direct, actually.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up because I was watching a video, and the video that I saw on YouTube, it seemed so outlandish that I don't know if it's actually going to happen. Like they were saying, like a Mother 3 coming to the Switch. Like,
not happening.
The world would literally stop tomorrow.
Might as well just stop with that. You might as well turn off that video.
That's why he got it to it at the end. But the other things he was saying are somewhat plausible, like another random Zelda game, kind of like how we got Link's Awakening out of nowhere.
Uh-huh.
And he was saying like another Donkey Kong game, and there's a rumor of like a new actual like device coming from Nintendo. So I don't know, stuff like that seems like
a new device? No way.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But once he said Mother 3, I'm like, nope.
I like how Mother 3 is the deal breaker, not a new Switch. Hey, Gamer 2020.
I could see some sort of Donkey Kong coming out, especially like Baby doing something with the Donkey Konga series. They haven't done anything for a while.
A new Donkey Konga would be really cool. I was actually just looking at the GameCube version of that. Somebody had it on Facebook Marketplace and was going to buy it.
Gamer 2020 beta, what's up? Welcome to the channel.
But honestly, like I was saying, a new Switch sounds way more plausible than a Mother 3 coming to the Switch, to be completely honest to me.
I think the Pikmin 3 dispels all rumors. I mean, why wouldn't they just, unless it's going to be another partner direct.
But I know, like, you've seen a lot over the last few days. They've released Pikmin 3, some game based on that Peaky Blinders TV show. There's something, there's at least like 2 or 3 other games that they just dropped out of nowhere.
Yeah, that makes me think that we're not going to get anything. Because Pikmin 3 could have been at least, maybe not a closer since it's a re-release. It could have definitely been an opener, though. Imagine just opening with Pikmin 3. That would have been sweet. So I just don't see a direct happening with first-party games. Now, partner direct, though, maybe. The rumors have been true lately, so, like, I can see it happening.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, you never know. We got that the other direct, even though, but they also said at the end of that other direct that they pretty much confirmed there's going to be more.
Oh, yeah, they definitely said there was going to be more.
There's whether it's going to be these little dinky things that we kind of were a little skeptical on in the begin with, but you never know.
Yeah, they were so lame though. I wonder if that last direct was so lame. I wonder if what are they holding on to?
But they could have just been playing the ruse the entire time. It's Nintendo. I mean, and the other thing is like we went from the Wii U from having absolutely pretty much nothing, and I say that from loving the Wii U. We had nothing coming out. We would be lucky if we got a game every couple months.
Yeah.
But now I think it's almost like Switch owners, and I know we're all kind of a culprit of it. We got like used to a game after a game after a game after a game.
Yeah, the first 2 years, Nintendo was like dropping like a game a month.
But yeah, so you see what I'm saying. It's suddenly stopped, and now they're like, well, where's the rest of the games, guys? I think we're getting a little spoiled.
Yeah, we definitely got spoiled. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I did a video last year saying 2020 was gonna be like one of the best. It was gonna be a banner year for the Nintendo Switch. I really
it is. The console is selling out. You cannot find a
console wise, but like game wise, I thought we were gonna get so much stuff.
Well, true.
2021 though. Look forward to 2021.
Yeah, we'll see.
Ken, you think there's not going to be another big game besides Pikmin 3 this year?
Probably not. Like, because why would well, maybe another game after Pikmin 3 because Pikmin 3 comes out on October 30th. So it's like, why would Nintendo like announce a game that's coming out on the 30th of October and then announce something that's coming out in September? Why wouldn't they announce the September game first? You know what I'm saying?
What if this August Direct that they've had for the last 2 years, right? What if it just shadow drops some announcements for the holiday season?
Now
Like,
that could be possible. I mean, because Luigi's Mansion last year came out and on October 31st, and what was last year's big holiday game? Was it Pokemon?
yeah.
I think it was.
And so Pokemon still came out. Pokemon's a little different in how they announce things because they have the whole Pokemon. The Pokemon company dictates it with their Pokemon. Pokemon does their own little E3 event before E3 happens. So it's a little different. But if the Mario 35th anniversary stuff happened, then that would be a whole different ball game, and we could announce that for December and stuff. Because I would be surprised if Nintendo waited to November after October 30th to announce their big holiday games. But Pikmin 3 can't be the big holiday game.
So Holly Pinky makes a good point too. The Mario 3D World Switch game that was rumored for a long time, the deluxe, the Mario 3D World Deluxe game.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of like I mean, that's not necessarily a brand new game, but it's something to kind of hold it over for a bit as well, if it is a real thing.
It just seems weird. Nintendo's like just being really weird right now. I agree with a lot of the YouTubers. I agree with Devin also, though. We got spoiled. It's just a weird time. After Nintendo, they did that Metroid 4, sorry, but we're not going to make it in time type of announcement. I thought they were going to be a lot better with this, with their PR and stuff, and I think COVID really screwed up their game plans. They don't really know how to react.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's probably at least by the end of the year we likely might have something mentioned about Metroid again.
That's true. Hopefully,
but it's kind of crazy because we have had some pretty showstopper games this year, like Xenoblade Chronicles remastered, and then Animal Crossing, and it's like, man, Nintendo probably is firing at all pistons, and still, this is at the rate we're getting things. Like how much longer can Nintendo run at this pace and give us show-stopping games?
They have to dig deep into their library, or not even dig deep. They just need to dig. I mean, get an F-Zero game out. Just
it kind of vibes with what Devin said. Where's the threshold as Nintendo fans? Do we? I mean, we have a big backlog as it is. I still need to play a bunch of Switch games I haven't played, like Luigi's Mansion and whatnot.
Yeah, I was hyped as hell for Luigi's Mansion. I barely got into it. So yeah, there's so many games for the Switch.
It's
That's why I was bringing that up.
When do we consider it a good, successful year where everybody's pleased, right? Hey, we got some good games here, but is the threshold something like what we've seen so far in 2020, where it's we have a drought, 4-month drought or something? Is that?
Well, I liked what they did with the first 3 years. And it was they had some really big game. We'll just say forget the first year, which was Zelda and Mario. But with year 2 and year 3, they did you had 2 games to really look forward to, or a good game in the beginning of the year, and then a couple really stellar ones to look forward to, Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. And while that wasn't everyone's cup of tea, it was at least something to look forward to. But then you had Smash Brothers in December, so it's all year long you're looking forward to that. Now, last year it was the Pokemon game itself, the core Pokemon game, and Luigi's Mansion. Those were the 2 games you were looking forward to towards the end of the year. And at the beginning of the year you had Mario U Deluxe and some other games sprinkled throughout, Fire Emblem and whatnot. And then just this year it seemed okay, it started off good. Animal Crossing's in March. That's our big game in the beginning of 2020. But we have nothing to really look forward to. right now. And while, yeah, you could say, well, you got Pikmin now. Well, they didn't really announce that. And is Pikmin going to be the game that we are really looking forward to? Like most people, some people, yes, but not most people. Most people would prefer to look forward to Paper Mario than they would have looked forward to Pikmin. And we got Paper Mario, but that's where it comes spoiled again, because you're right. Animal Crossing, Xenoblade, Pikmin, Paper Mario. I mean, that would have been a banner year for the Wii U. But this is a drought for the Switch. Because that first year, we were getting everything. That first 2 years, we got a game a month.
Yeah.
And not just any games, like big tentpole games. I mean, big games. I mean, Zelda, Mario Party, Mario Kart, Splatoon, new games like ARMS, Xenoblade 2. Just you name it, we were getting it. Plus, then the third party lineup of just getting games that were never on a Nintendo franchise before: Skyrim, Doom, stuff like that. Mortal Kombat 11. We were just getting everything. So,
and Ken, were we running to 907 since we missed the first 7 or 8 minutes of
yeah, we can run a little long, a couple minutes.
All right. Well, I gotta head to work tonight, so I gotta jump off.
Okay, it was good. Right. It's a pleasure with you. Thanks for joining us.
I'll see everyone later.
See ya.
Ronald, Hunter says we got Mystery Dungeon as well. I mean, that's something I don't even think about. And Ronald says, when's the next Direct? That's what we're kind of talking about. We don't know. There's a rumored Direct happening. I think it's is tomorrow the 10th or 11th? Because then... Yeah, I guess tomorrow begins the speculation, because I think the rumors was the 11th through the, I don't know, 21st or something like that, but I could be wrong. Could be the 10th or 21st. Last couple Directs have been on a Monday, so, who knows? There might be a Direct tomorrow. But if there is, I think it's going to be like a low-key partner showcase. I mean...
We'll have to see, but it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That wrestling announcement, I'm a wrestling fan, and even that wrestling game, I was like, why are you wasting time telling me about this?
I keep looking at my game shelf, and there's just so many games, man. Like, realistically, do you think we'll be able to clear out our backlog before we live a nice, long life?
No. No.
There's so many games.
You're talking about playing Zelda Majora's Mask. How you like your
I know, man.
Your backlog to the N64.
I know. There are times like this where I want to believe in like a lot of people are like, there's the argument of, gosh, there's not enough games coming out, but for me, this is not a leaky faucet. The faucet is wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
hey, real quick, hang on a second. Nick, thank you. Nick threw $5 our way, so thank you, Nick, for your support. All right, what were we saying? Leaky faucet.
Yeah, leaky faucet, man. So like Xenoblade Chronicles remastered, right? And then you've got Animal Crossing that I've only really put 40 hours in. I really didn't actually play that game, just kind of leisurely, which is fine. Then I played and beat Paper Mario, which I'm proud of that. I'm actually really proud of that. And then it's I gotta go back, Fire Emblem Three Houses. I gotta Luigi's Mansion. There's just I need to just
Luigi Mansion is a good game. You should definitely go back on that one.
I think I just need to make a list of every console and the big games that just shot at me, and I need to play them and beat them. I feel like Luigi's Mansion could be a 20-hour game, maybe, right?
I don't know, not sure.
But Xenoblade Chronicles, that's a JRPG. That's gonna take forever.
Yeah, you got 80 games there, or 80 hours there.
And then the what I'm finding out is that the Zelda games on the N64 are actually not cakewalks, man.
No, they're pretty long.
You would think that, as time has gone by, you could just kind of run through them, but it's not what I'm It's not what I'm really seeing with like footage from the last couple weeks of the leaks and stuff. These are long games. Like,
No, the dungeons are huge. I can't really speak too much on Majora's Mask, but there's a lot of going back and forth with Majora's Masks even.
like the water temple, guys. Come on, can we all like shed tears collectively? If like the water temple is.
That's the reason why I don't play most Zelda games twice, because of the water temples.
What other Zelda games have water temples?
There's always water temples.
Well, I'm trying to think of ones that like if they are akin to like let's see. Like if I think of Breath of the Wild, I don't even know the name of the guardian, but the one in the water was kind of like whatever. The Zora one.
Yeah, well, the one, I mean, everyone thinks of Ocarina of Time's water temple. That's the one that's like the killer.
Let's see. Wind Waker, the blue sphere. What do you do there?
You know, it's been so long. I mean, I guess it hasn't been that long, but like I don't really like recall. I beat that game twice, but I don't really recall. Because a lot of people complain that Wind Waker didn't have enough temples or dungeons or whatever.
I think I know what Christian's talking about with Phantom Hourglass. You only go to that one temple area, and it's like you keep backtracking, and that's what kind of killed the momentum for that game for me. Like I don't even think I got halfway through Phantom Hourglass.
Nick says he doesn't know why people hate on the water temple. It wasn't that hard. Nick, it was that hard. You're just a master Zelda player.
I didn't know if it was just because I was younger at the time, or
No, it's hard, dude. And you have to keep taking off the boots like all the time, putting them on, putting them off, take them on, put them off.
It is a very.
I'm with Christian. I liked Phantom Hourglass. I hated Spirit Tracks. I hate Spirit Tracks. Hate it.
Why do you hate it?
Because there's this mechanic in the game where you have to blow into the DS,
Yeah,
the microphone to play an instrument. And you have to, and it's timed and stuff. And I'm like I said in the past, I don't really have like rhythm or anything. So it was like I could never like really do it. Like trying to get it like on beat and stuff like that. And so just like, what does this have to do? I understand like Nintendo's trying to immerse you into the experience, and whatever. But what does this have to do really with an action RPG game like Zelda? Nothing. It has absolutely nothing. It's just at first, like the first time you do it, it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. After that first moment, there's no reason for it. So I hate it.
This chat's killing me today, man. Christian. Yeah, no, man. Ocarina of Time was there were some hard parts in that game. I don't, but it's funny that like you go back and it's like, man, how did I go through this as a kid?
Yeah, I think the same way too. I like when I was like playing Wind Waker the second time, I got stumped, and I was like, I beat this game a long time ago, and there was no internet. Like, how did I beat this game?
I could remember the first time. So there are very few times in my life where I've rage quitted. Like I always see things through. Like I'm very prideful. I'm like, I'm gonna get through this, and if not, I'll pause it and I'll calmly turn off the game. That's not a rage quit, right? I remember the first time I ever rage quitted. It was Paper Mario 64, Chapter 5. You come across this piranha plant boss, and man, I don't know if it was the combination of the music was really ominous, and the background had like a bunch of fire coming out. And then also, it was one of those bosses that just like randomly healed himself all the way back up, right? It's like fighting the Elite Four or something, and like Lance uses a full restore on all his Pokemon, right? It's similar to that. Man, I remember just grabbing my controller and like trying to like wring it out of like the sweat I was building up for 2 hours, and I was just like. I just couldn't. I was so. If anybody's played Paper Mario 64 and you've gone through that, then you can.
The Mega Man games made me like rage quit all the time. Like,
oh yeah, me too.
I mean, you're playing that Nintendo, your thumb already hurts because, you got that Nintendo controller that's a rectangle with these sharp corners, and you're already gripping that thing so hard, and then the Mega Man, and then you're playing NES games that are just, like, unforgiving.
Yeah.
Like you just, you're dead, sorry, start over. The
So,
game.
My friend of mine was obscenely good at those Mega Man games. Like, the blocks that would show up and like just like disappear all over the screen. He would like instantly know where to jump, how quick to jump, and he would do it so good. Oh my god, it would make me so angry. I was playing it on my GameCube when they had the collection on the on that one disc. We remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
I told him, was like, dude, I can't get past this thing, and he's like, oh yeah, but just blows through the whole game faster than I could try to get through the one Robot Master.
I don't even go back to play, like, I did go back to play Zelda 1 when it came out on the NES online, or the Switch online, and, like, I died so much. It was ridiculous how much I died.
I try to gauge my, because I do think, like, what was the game hard just because I was young and I was getting into games. But with Paper Mario, like, there are some really hard things in that game. Like Devin and I were talking, and it's like, I know that Paper Mario now is really geared towards kids, but I don't know how a 6-year-old would beat this game in this time, man. I mean, I know that they're very savvy in Fortnite and like iPads and whatnot, but like figuring out like the board and then figuring out how to block at the right time. I don't know, man. I'm 28, and I there were some times where I'm like, okay, when are these little guys gonna hit me?
Maybe we just get dumber. Maybe we just get dumber as we get older.
Yeah. I can remember the second time I ever rage quitted was Smash Brothers Melee, and it wasn't because I was fighting against other people. It was because of that stupid hoax that said if you beat 20 guys in Cruel Melee, you'll get Sonic and Tails. And I was getting to like 17, 18, but I could not crack 20. And I used DK like down P, and I was just spraying and praying kind of thing, right? Just like hoping that it would just take them all out. And they were just, that's why it's called Cruel Melee, because it's insanely hard. And I couldn't do it. And I was like, I have failed you guys. I'm sorry, Sonic, Tails. I will never see you. That you will never come to my console ever. I think I cried too, man. I was a kid. But
I used to like pray that I would beat like Mega Man games. I'd be like, just let me beat this.
And it's part because like you'd have to go to school the next day and kind of like show off to your friends. And then like if you had to like make up that you beat level World 7, yeah, I beat that. So did you like the thing that you got after that? Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. And like I like how it's a new gun.
Or you'd have to return it to the Blockbuster.
Yeah,
that too. But
all right, well, actually, we better cut it short. I said we were gonna go 7 minutes late, but we're actually 13, so we better cut it short. So yeah, that was, time flies. Thank you guys. I just always have fun Sunday nights with you guys in the chat as well. Christian and Nick, you guys cracking me up tonight with the Zelda talk. EPS 5000. You should, if you want people to show up on your island, you should put your friend code in or something. I don't know, or have like your Animal Crossing code in. But Hunter, yeah, hopefully you get the announcement next time. Tammy, if you're still with us, it was good to have you with us. Aiden, I saw you a little earlier. Ronald, Pinky, Holly, Pinky. I think Gamer 2020 beta. So all you guys, if I missed your name, I apologize. I can't remember everybody offhand, but hopefully there's a direct tomorrow. Don't know if there is. If there's not, though, I bet there's one coming this month. The rumors have seemed to be true, but we'll be here next week though. So it's dangerous to go alone. Please share this channel with a friend. And you guys have anything to close out?
Just like I was saying before, I'm going to be doing a new video, and this is going to be a giveaway on my channel. So be keeping an eye out for that. This is a brand new sealed starter set.
Okay, cool. So we got a starter set. Devin from Rat Boy Collectibles. That's literally Rat Boy Collectibles. Just search it on YouTube, you'll find it. Devin, you should put your link in the chat more often.
Yeah, I'm going to comment right now, but yeah, I'll do that.
All right, do that real quick, and I'll keep us hanging. And Cloverzilla, haven't seen you in a minute. Hello, we're about to hello and goodbye. We're about to get off the air right now, so there we go. Click on Rat Boy Collectibles, and we'll see you guys later. Thank you very much once again, and always a pleasure. We'll see you next week, same time.